Listen to me. You didn't come this far just to stop now. You didn't push through the pain, the setbacks, the failures, just to quit when things get hard. You think success is supposed to come easy. You think champions wake up every day feeling motivated? No! They get up and do it anyway. Life is going to test you, is going to push you to your breaking point, it's going to make you question why you even started. But that's the moment right there where champions are made. Not when it's easy, not when everybody's cheering for you, not when you feel good. No! It's when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when the results aren't showing up yet, but you keep grinding anyway. Some of you are sitting there thinking, I don't know if I can do this. Stop it. The only thing stopping you is you. Your mind is your greatest weapon, or it's your greatest weakness. And you get to decide which one is going to be. Pain, good, that means you're growing. Struggle, good, that means you're leveling up. Every challenge you face is an opportunity to prove to yourself just how badly you want it. You're tired, good, keep going. You feel like quitting, good, that means you're close. You feel like nobody believes in you, good, then prove them wrong. Let me tell you something, every great person you admire, every champion, every success story had a moment where they could have quit. But they didn't. And that's why we know their names today. Your story is being written right now. When people talk about you, will they say, yeah, they had potential, but they gave up? Or will they say, no matter what came their way, they never stopped? I need you to dig deep. I need you to find that fire inside. The version of you that refuses to quit. The version of you that doesn't take no for an answer. The version of you that fights for their dreams like their life depends on it, because it does. Don't you dare give up. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. Now get up. Go after it and make them remember your name. Pain is growth. Every time you face pain, you are being given an opportunity to grow. Pain is not just an obstacle. It is the key ingredient in the formula of success. When you experience pain, whether it's physical, emotional, or mental, your body and mind are being stretched beyond their comfort zones. Growth does not happen when things are easy. It does not happen when everything is going according to plan. Growth happens when you are challenged, when you're uncomfortable, when you are forced to push beyond your limits. Think about the process of building muscle. When you lift weights, you are literally tearing the muscle fibers apart. That pain, that soreness you feel after a hard workout is your body rebuilding those muscles stronger than before. If you never push yourself in the gym, if you never feel that burn, your muscles don't grow. It's the same thing in life. If you never experience struggle, if you never go through adversity, you remain the same. But if you embrace the pain, if you push through the discomfort, you become something greater. Pain is a teacher. It teaches you what you are made of. It teaches you resilience, discipline, and perseverance. The most successful people in the world are not the ones who avoided pain. They are the ones who embraced it. They are the ones who used it to fuel them, to push them, to mold them into something unstoppable. You don't get to greatness without pain. You don't achieve anything extraordinary without sacrifice. Pain is the price you pay for success. There are two types of pain: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline is hard. Waking up early, putting in the work, staying consistent, and pushing yourself every single day, that's painful. But it's a pain that leads to something greater. It's a pain that transforms you. Regret, on the other hand, is the pain of looking back and knowing you could have done more, knowing you could have given more, knowing you quit when you should have kept going. That pain lasts forever. The pain of discipline is temporary, but the pain of regret will haunt you for life. Every time you go through something difficult, you are being given a choice: break down or break through. Weak people let pain defeat them. Strong people let pain shape them. Champions take that pain and use it as fuel. They don't complain about it. They don't run from it. They lean into it because they understand that pain is necessary. Growth cannot happen without struggle. Strength cannot be built without resistance. Diamonds are not formed without extreme pressure. Steel is not forged without intense heat. The strongest people, the most successful people are those who have endured the most pain and refuse to let it break them. Pain is proof that you are in the process of transformation. When you are hurting, when you feel like you have nothing left to give, when you are at your lowest point, that's when the real growth is happening. That's when you are being shaped into something greater. It's in those moments of struggle that you are developing the strength you need to succeed. Success is not about talent. It's not about luck. It's about how much pain you are willing to endure to get what you want. Most people want success, but they don't want the pain that comes with it. They want the rewards, but they don't want the struggle. They want the victory, but they don't want the battle. That's why most people never reach their full potential, because the moment things get tough, they quit. They let pain stop them instead of fuel them. But the ones who make it, the ones who rise to the top, are the ones who push through the pain. They don't back down. They don't give up. They keep moving forward no matter what. You have to change your perspective on pain. Stop seeing it as something negative. Stop seeing it as something that is holding you back. Pain is not your enemy. It is your greatest ally. It is pushing you, stretching you, preparing you for what's next. If you can endure the pain, if you can embrace the struggle, there is nothing that can stop you. Pain is temporary, but the strength it builds lasts forever. Your mind is your greatest weapon. It can either propel you to greatness or be the very thing that holds you back. The way you think, the way you process adversity, the way you handle challenges, these all determine whether you succeed or fail. The mind is more powerful than the body. The body will always tell you to quit first. It will tell you that you are too tired, that you can't go any further, that you have nothing left. But your mind decides whether you listen to that voice or push past it. Every single achievement, every single breakthrough, every single moment of greatness starts in the mind. Before anyone wins a championship, before anyone builds a successful business, before anyone reaches the highest level of anything, they first have to see it in their mind. They have to believe it before it happens. If you don't believe it, you won't achieve it. That's not just a saying, it's the truth. Your mind sets the limit. The person who says, I can't, and the person who says, I will, are both right. Because the mind will make sure that whatever you believe becomes your reality. Your mind controls everything. It controls your discipline, your work ethic, your ability to keep going when things get tough. If your mind is weak, everything else falls apart. You can have all the talent in the world, but if your mindset isn't right, if you allow doubt to creep in, if you let fear control you, you will never reach your full potential. But if your mind is strong, if you train it to push past fear, past pain, past exhaustion, there is nothing you cannot do. Mental toughness is not something you're born with. It's something you build. It's like a muscle. The more you push it, the stronger it gets. Every time you feel like giving up but choose to keep going, you are training your mind. Every time you wake up early when you don't feel like it. Every time you put in extra hours when you're tired. Every time you keep going when everything inside you is telling you to stop, you are strengthening your mind. And the stronger your mind becomes, the more unstoppable you become. Doubt is the enemy. Fear is the enemy. Negative self-talk is the enemy. The thoughts you allow to live in your mind will dictate your future. You cannot entertain thoughts of failure and expect to succeed. You cannot focus on your limitations and expect to break through. Your mind will believe whatever you feed it. So if you constantly tell yourself you're not good enough, you're not strong enough, you're not smart enough, guess what? Your mind will accept that as the truth. But if you tell yourself that you are capable, that you are powerful, that you can handle anything life throws at you, your mind will rise to that belief. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to train it to see obstacles as opportunities. You have to train it to see failure as feedback, not defeat. You have to train it to push past discomfort, to embrace struggle, to recognize that every hardship is making you stronger. Your mindset is everything. It is the foundation of success. If you don't master your mind, you will never master your life. People love to say, I'm just not that kind of person. As if mental toughness is something you either have or don't. That's an excuse. Nobody starts out mentally tough. Nobody starts out with an unshakable mindset. It is built through experience. It is built through struggle. It is built by pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible over and over again until your mind adapts. You have to reprogram your mind. You have to train it to see obstacles as opportunities. You have to train it to see failure as feedback, not defeat. People love to say, I'm just not that kind of person, as if mental toughness is something you either have or don't. That's an excuse. Nobody starts out mentally tough. Nobody starts out with an unshakable mindset. It is built through experience. It is built through struggle. It is built by pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible over and over again until your mind adapts. You have to be intentional about what you feed your mind. The things you watch, the things you listen to, the people you surround yourself with, all of it is shaping your mindset every single day. If you are constantly around negativity, if you are constantly feeding your mind with doubt and fear, if you are always surrounding yourself with people who make excuses, your mind will absorb that. But if you fill your mind with positivity, with belief, with discipline, with relentless determination, it will become your default way of thinking. There will always be moments of doubt. There will always be moments when fear creeps in. That's normal. But the difference between those who succeed and those who fail is how they respond in those moments. Weak-minded people let doubt consume them. They let fear stop them from even trying. But strong-minded people acknowledge the fear, acknowledge the doubt, and then push forward anyway. They don't let their emotions dictate their actions. They don't wait to feel ready. They take action despite the fear, despite the doubt, despite the uncertainty. Your mind is the battlefield. The real fight isn't happening out there. It's happening in your head. It's happening in the way you talk to yourself. It's happening in the way you respond to failure. It's happening in the way you handle setbacks. If you don't win the battle in your mind, you won't win anywhere else. Everything starts there. If you want to change your life, you have to change the way you think. Winners push through when it's hardest. Anybody can keep going when things are easy. Anybody can stay motivated when everything is going their way. But the true test of a champion is what they do when the struggle hits, when the pain sets in, when it feels like nothing is working. That's when the real winners separate themselves from everybody else. Because winners don't stop when they're tired. They don't stop when they're frustrated. They don't stop when the obstacles pile up. They keep going no matter what. There will always be moments when you feel like quitting. There will be moments when everything inside of you screams for you to stop. Your body will want to give up. Your mind will tell you that you can't do it. Your circumstances will make it seem impossible, but that's the moment where you have to decide, do you listen to that voice? Or do you silence it? Do you let the struggle break you, or do you push through it? Winners make that choice every single day. They choose to keep moving forward even when it hurts. They choose to show up even when they don't feel like it. They choose to give 100% even when they don't see immediate results. Most people quit the moment things get uncomfortable. They stop when the pain kicks in. They stop when they don't see instant success. They stop when things don't go their way. But winners understand that discomfort is part of the process. Pain is part of the journey. Struggle is the price you pay for greatness. The reason most people never reach their goals isn't because they're not capable. It's because they don't have the endurance to keep going when things get tough. They let temporary setbacks turn into permanent failure. They let the difficulty of the moment define their entire journey. If you only work hard when you feel good, you will never achieve anything great. Feelings are temporary. Motivation comes and goes. If you rely on how you feel in the moment, you will never stay consistent. Winners don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for perfect conditions. They don't wait for motivation. They take action regardless of how they feel. They understand that discipline is more important than motivation. They show up every day and put in the work, even when it's the last thing they want to do. There will always be obstacles. Life will always throw challenges your way. You will face rejections. You will experience failure. You will deal with setbacks. Winners expect this. They don't get discouraged when things don't go as planned. They don't let obstacles slow them down. Instead, they adjust, they learn, and they keep moving forward. They understand that every struggle is shaping them, making them stronger, preparing them for the next level. Most people think success is a straight path. They believe that if they work hard, things will just fall into place. But real success is messy. It's filled with ups and downs, twists and turns, moments of doubt and moments of breakthrough. The ones who make it to the top are not the ones who had a smooth journey. They are the ones who refused to quit when the journey got rough. They are the ones who embraced the struggle instead of running from it. There'll be times when you want to give up, times when you feel like all your effort is pointless, times when you question whether it's even worth it. Winners feel that too, but the difference is they don't let those thoughts stop them. They push through the doubt. They push through the exhaustion. They push through the frustration because they know that the breakthrough always comes after the struggle. The moment you feel like quitting is often the moment right before everything falls into place. If things get hard, that's when you have to dig deeper. That's when you have to remind yourself why you started in the first place. That's when you have to shut out the negative thoughts, block out the excuses, and keep moving forward. Because success is not for the ones who start strong. It's for the ones who finish strong. It's for the ones who refuse to back down. It's for the ones who, no matter how many times they fall, get back up and keep fighting. Your story is being written right now. Every decision you make, every action you take, every obstacle you push through is shaping the legacy you will leave behind. The question is, what kind of story are you writing? Are you writing a story of perseverance, of resilience, of someone who refused to quit no matter what? Or are you writing a story of excuses, of missed opportunities, of someone who gave up when things got tough? Nobody wakes up one day and suddenly becomes great. Every champion, every leader, every successful person has a story of struggle, of failure, of moments where they could have given up but didn't. Those are the moments that define who you are. Those are the moments that determine whether your story is one of victory or one of regret. You have the power to decide. You are holding the pen. You are in control of how this story unfolds. Too many people live their lives as if their story's already been written for them. They think that because they were born into certain circumstances, because they failed before, because they made mistakes in the past, they are stuck. They believe that they have no choice but to accept the life they have. But that's not true. Every single day, you have the opportunity to rewrite your story. Every single day, you have the chance to take control of your narrative. It doesn't matter where you started. It doesn't matter what you've been through. What matters is what you do next. You have to ask yourself, how do you want to be remembered? When people talk about you, what do you want them to say? Do you want them to say you were someone who had potential but never lived up to it? Or do you want them to say you were someone who never stopped fighting? Someone who never backed down, someone who refused to let circumstances define them. Most people don't think about their legacy. They don't realize that every choice they make is shaping their future. They let life happen to them instead of taking control. They let fear stop them. They let failure discourage them. They let comfort keep them from chasing their dreams. But the ones who succeed, the ones who make an impact, are the ones who take responsibility for their story. They refuse to let their past dictate their future. They refuse to let obstacles stop them. They refuse to accept anything less than their full potential. Your story is not just about you. It's about the people who will look up to you. It's about the people who will be inspired by your journey. You don't even realize how many lives you can change just by refusing to quit, just by pushing through, just by showing the world that no matter what happens, you will not be broken. Every great story has struggle. Every great story has a moment where it seems like all hope is lost. Every great story has a turning point where the hero decides to rise up, to fight back, to refuse to be defeated. That moment is coming for you. And when it does, you have a choice. Do you let the challenges break you, or do you use them to become stronger? Do you give in, or do you push forward? There will be moments when you feel like your story isn't worth telling. Moments when you think nobody cares. When you believe your struggles don't matter, but they do. Your journey matters. Your fight matters. Your story has the power to inspire, to motivate, to change lives. But only if you keep going. Only if you refuse to quit. Only if you decide that your story will be one of triumph, not tragedy. The world is watching. The people around you are watching. Your future self is watching. And every time you choose to push forward, every time you choose to fight, every time you choose to keep going even when it's hard, you are proving to yourself and to the world that your story is one worth telling. Never stop, never settle. The moment you decide that you have done enough, that you have worked hard enough, that you have reached a level where you can relax, that's the moment you start losing. Growth stops when you settle. Progress ends when you decide that where you are is good enough. Champions don't think like that. Winners don't operate like that. The people who reach the highest levels in life, in business, in sports, in anything, they never stop pushing, they never stop striving, they never settle for anything less than their full potential. The difference between those who succeed and those who fail is simple. The ones who succeed refuse to accept limits. They refuse to accept that they have reached their peak. They refuse to believe that they have done all they can do. They're constantly improving, constantly working, constantly searching for ways to get better, because they understand that the moment you stop, the moment you slow down, someone else is passing you. Someone else is putting in the extra hours. Someone else is outworking you. Someone else is grinding while you're resting. You have to keep pushing, even when you think you've done enough. You have to keep raising your standards, even when you feel like you're ahead. You have to keep fighting for more, even when you're already winning. The greatest in the world don't stop when they reach success. They push harder. They don't see success as a finish line. They see it as a stepping stone to something even greater. Most people get comfortable. They hit one goal and they think they've made it. They achieve one thing and they slow down. They get a little bit of success and they stop working like they used to. That's why so many people never reach their full potential, because they let comfort kill their ambition. They let achievement make them lazy. They start doing just enough instead of doing whatever it takes. They stop acting like the hungry person they were when they started. And the moment you stop being hungry, you start losing. You can't afford to slow down. You can't afford to take your foot off the gas. You want to be great. If you want to be remembered, if you want to leave a legacy, you have to keep going. You have to keep proving yourself every single day. You have to wake up every morning with something to prove, even when nobody else expects it from you. Because the second you start thinking you've done enough, the second you start believing you can take it easy, you are on your way to losing everything you work for. Nothing stays the same. You are either getting better or you are getting worse. You are either moving forward or you are falling behind. There is no standing still in life. The people who stop growing, the people who stop pushing, the people who stop grinding, they don't just stay where they are, they fall back, they decline, they lose their edge. They lose their momentum. And when they finally realize it, it's too late. The ones who win are the ones who never stop evolving. They never stop learning. They never stop finding ways to improve. They don't wait for motivation. They don't wait until they feel like it. They don't wait until things are perfect. They wake up every single day and they put in the work. They don't settle for average. They don't settle for good enough. They don't settle for anything less. You have to train yourself to hate the idea of settling. You have to make it impossible for yourself to accept anything less than your best. The moment you feel like relaxing, the moment you feel like you've done enough, you need to remind yourself that there's still another level. There's always another level. There's always another goal to reach, another record to break, another challenge to overcome. The people who settle are the ones who live with regret. The people who stop pushing are the ones who look back and wonder what could have been. The people who decide that they have done enough are the ones who never truly reach their potential. If you want to be great, you have to be relentless. You have to be obsessed with growth. You have to be willing to do more than what is required. You have to be willing to sacrifice more than others. You have to be willing to push yourself further than anyone else is willing to go. Every single day is another opportunity to prove yourself. Every single day is another chance to be better than you were yesterday. Every single day is another step toward the life you want. But you will never get there if you stop pushing. You will never reach your full potential if you settle. You will never achieve everything you are capable of if you decide that you have done enough. No matter how far you've come, there is more to do. No matter how much you have accomplished, there is more to achieve. No matter how great you are today, you can be even greater tomorrow. You have to keep working, keep grinding, keep fighting. You have to be willing to outwork everybody. You have to be willing to do what others won't. You have to be willing to go beyond what's expected. Because at the end of the day, nobody is going to push you. Nobody is going to force you to be great. Nobody is going to make sure you stay hungry. That is on you. That is your responsibility. That is your decision. You have to choose every single day to never stop, to never settle, to never accept anything less than your absolute best. At the end of the day, the only thing standing between you and the life you want is your willingness to keep going. No matter how many times you get knocked down, no matter how many obstacles stand in your way, no matter how tired, frustrated, or defeated you feel, you must refuse to quit. Because every struggle, every challenge, every setback is shaping you into the person you are meant to be. The people who succeed are not the ones who never fail. They are the ones who push through the pain, who silence the doubt, who keep moving forward, even when everything inside them screams to stop. Your journey is not over. Your story is still being written. You have more to give, more to achieve, more to become. Don't let temporary struggles stop you from reaching permanent success. Don't let fear rob you of your potential. Don't let comfort keep you from greatness.